morning. Welcome to Morning Devotional for Vacation Bible School Live. This morning we're going to be talking about bees. Now I have a paper here that has some bee facts on it, and you can download this and have it for yourself too. Did you know that there are bees all over the world? All over, except for one place. Do you know where that is? I bet you do. I bet some of you said it right off. It's down in the Antarctica because it's just, probably way too cold for bees to live there. Well, guess what? All over the world, there are bees, and even in the wintertime, the bees do not hibernate. They're inside their beehives just buzzing away, keeping their hive all nice and warm and toasty safe for their friends and their family. Well, in Vacation Bible School this week, we've been talking about bees. Do you wonder, am I going to the same VBS you are? Yep. You've been talking about bees. Day 1, be brave. And day 2, be devoted. And day 3, be caring. And day 4, be bold. And then day 5 is be generous. That's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we do, I want to ask, Pastor Bob, come over here and help tell this story with me about bees.
Hello, boys and girls. I am so glad to be with you today. The story I have for you is called Waggle This Way.
Oh, what a funny name.
Listen and see if you can figure that out. Harry wasn't Harry. That was just her name. Harry was a honeybee, and she deserves some fame. Was Harry short for Harriet? Perhaps we'll never know. She was simply Harry, generous from head to toe.
Oh, that did rhyme. Did you mean for that to be a poem?
Well, I started it off that way, just for a little bit of fun. And it continues just a little bit more like that. You see, Harry loved her job, and Harry loved each day. From flower to flower to flower, Harry made her way. From the flowers, she would gather the pollen to feed the baby bees. And from the flowers, she would sip the sweet nectar. And she would take some of it home, and they would make honey. You see, in the wintertime, you said that the honeybees don't hibernate, but they still need to eat, and there's no flowers outside. So they eat the honey that they made all year long. Well, as the summer was progressing, then Harry had to fly further and further and further away to find flowers to bring back the pollen and to bring back the nectar. And one day, as she had gone far, far away,
she went flying or buzzing up over the hill, and she stopped. She saw the biggest tree with the biggest flowers from top to bottom that she had ever seen before. And guess what? They smelled so good.
Well, Harry buzzed right into one of those big, beautiful flowers, and wow, there was more pollen there than she had seen in any flower she had ever been in. And then she took a sip of the nectar, and she paused for just a moment because it was the sweetest nectar she had ever tasted. And right then, Harry knew what she had to do. She couldn't wait to get back and share the news of what she had found. A tree of life, you might say. Because with the pollen and with the nectar that was in that tree, she knew they would have plenty of food for all winter long, even enough to share.
Oh, that is so perfect. Well, when she got back to the hive, she was just buzzing with excitement. And she was so excited, she wanted to get everybody's attention. So you know what she did? She climbed up onto the back of her friend, and she said, "Listen, everybody, listen to me.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
I have such good news. Listen to me." And she climbed off of her friend's back, and then she started to do the waggle dance.
Well, that might sound strange to you, but the fact is that's the way honeybees tell each other where the flowers are that they found. It's really called the honeybee waggle dance.
That's funny, isn't
And
it?
so Harry began waggling this way and waggling that way, and her friends all gathered
they all
around.
gathered
She
around.
waggled this way and waggled that way, and she turned the circle this way and waggled some more. She turned the circle in that way, and she waggled some more.
Well, do you think you can do the waggle dance? Let's just take a minute. See if you can give your directions on how to get to your room by doing the waggle dance. You turn this way, and then you turn this way, and you waggle with excitement. See if you can do it. I bet it looks pretty funny.
All right, you might want to practice and keep that up some.
Yeah.
Well, Harry's friends got more and more excited as they watched and learned the directions, just which way to go and how far to go. And soon out of the hive they flew and headed on their way.
And the biggest and the most beautiful tree they all got to see also. The same one that Harry had seen. It was the most tallest tree. It had the biggest beautiful flowers on it. And oh, it smelled so good.
Well, yes, and Harry was a hero, but if you would have asked her, she would have said, that's just what honeybees do. When we find something good, we share the good news. We don't keep it to ourselves. You know, in the Bible, in Proverbs chapter 6, there's a verse that tells about going to the ants and watching them to learn to work hard and to work together. Well, we can also learn a lesson from the honeybee.
That's right.
The importance of telling others what we know. In fact, did you know the Bible talks about a tree of life? You've heard of the tree of life, haven't you?
Well, but wait, Pastor Bob, that's not our story for today, kids. Our story for today is about a little boy who is being generous with his lunch. That reminds me, you know, Harry reminds me of that little boy because she was so generous with sharing the news of where to find all of this good smelling flowers and nectar. Well, our story is about this little boy who had a lunch and he went on a picnic. But wait, I don't want to tell you any more because I don't want to spoil the Bible story for today. But it is about being generous. So you'll just have to come back to Vacation Bible School this evening, early this evening, and have the puppets tell you the story about the little boy who was a hero because he was generous.
And let's be like Harry, the honeybee, willing to share and willing to tell what we know. Because when we do, everyone is better off.
That's right.
And that's something to dance about.
That is something to waggle about. Well, you know what, Pastor Bob, we have a little craft that we'd like to do with you to remind you about all the bees that you've learned this week. Let's see. First of all, you can download the beehive, right, like this. And I cut mine so that it was in a shape. Can you hand that one to me too? There, I cut mine so that it was in a shape, just like this. I followed the line. It doesn't matter how you do it. And then I wrote each action point in a different little cell, a little beehive cell. Can you see it right here? Be brave, be devoted, be caring, be bold, and then our last one, be generous. Well, I also cut out some bees. Right here they are. I cut them out, and you can download this page too. I cut them out, and I got my crayon or my markers, and I colored them. But you know what else I did? On the paper here with the little bees right here, instead of just cutting around the bees, the bee wings, I cut the wings clear down to the body so that I could move them a little bit like this. And do you notice that it's just a little bit off of the page? It's like it's floating in the air. Well, that's because I used a spacer. So I'm just going to cut this spacer right here. And I want this one to be just a little bigger Then the last one. Let's see. Shall we put it right here? Let's put it down on the counter. Okay, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have 2 spacers on mine because I want it to stand up just a little bit further than my other bee. Now, I already cut out this bee. Remember what I told you about the wings? I cut it clear down to the body so that I could move the wings and make them look a little more 3D. I bet that's fun. And you can do that too. Oh, there. Looky there. Now I have my little craft that will remind me of each day of Vacation Bible School and all the heroes that are in the Bible that were the same age as you. Did you know you can be a hero too? It doesn't matter how old you are. You can make a big difference too. Bye, kids. We'll see you at VBS.
Bye.
Today is the day they will see you are more than enough. Today they will know that you keep every promise you have. 'Cause you